Oh, Jesus Christ. Welcome back. When we last left off, I was heading for El Pub, to locate potentially, possibly the Hunchback's missing daughter slash child slave. Not entirely sure which, but he's got one of them. We spoke to this girl just before we saved last time, I think, but just wanted to. I don't know if maybe her inventory would have reset previously due to me loading and saving and loading, you know. Can we get past this guy without fighting him? I'm not really in the mood right now. We've killed enough knifies recently. We've done enough knife crime. Knife crime, of course, is when you kill someone who has a knife. That's the official description of it. Just want to make sure you're aware of that. The pub is south. Yeah, south. I saw it on the map and was like, that's the pub, and then, you know, the omnipresent, ever-creeping doubts started to sink in. My inability to ever be confident in my own decisions. Hey, have you seen a runaway child? No, you just want to look high and try and sell me things. Fair enough. Are you a runaway child? Hey, have you seen a runaway child?
Why do you all come here to go?
Okay. Well, that was my first idea completely proven wrong. Wonder what kind of relationship he had to lecherous undertone beneath the worry in his voice. Either way, he clearly wants to have his daughter back. I wonder what Anna would reveal on the matter. I suppose, yeah, going back to see Anna makes sense, especially since she's just round the corner from here. We'll do that. We'll do that. I hope something you trade to tiny girls or just to these girls? I can't remember. Okay, I'll just let her rip me off. Congratulations. You get a bracelet. You get half of a bracelet for free. What a deal. What a trade. I was just curious. I don't think I've ever tried to go in the back door of Madame Angel's residence before, so thought I'd give it a go. Thought I'd check it out. Could make for some optimization later in the run, you know. Hello.
Can you catch a rat? Or a mouse in the dark?
Well, he's willing to pay. I didn't even have to threaten him or mention your name. On what terms, I beg you? Tell me the terms. He wants me to find his daughter in an infected district. I have no idea how to do that, though. Oh, I see. Yes, I know who he's talking about. She's not his biological daughter, though, of course. He kidnapped her from a family of poor weavers 8 years ago, planning to fashion her into a dancer, but on the 11th hour he changed his mind and adopted her. Now he adores her, so she's disappeared, huh? Interesting, okay. Still potentially creepy, especially since the quest log mentioned lecherous undertones, but, maybe? Maybe it's a bit more wholesome than that? But she's a dancer. Yes, try your luck asking around the pub. I just did! She used to have a side job there, nightly, keeping it secret from her foster father. The new outbreak may have caught her right there. Perhaps she was unable to get home before the dawn like she usually does. You told me he's filthy rich. Why didn't he give her pocket money? She did this for pleasure, you see. She enjoyed dancing naked and drinking thick twirine which flows like water there. I doubt the hunchback would allow her all this. Yet she's 17, man. I mean, technically 16 is the age of consent in this country. I still think that's weird, personally. I think, for once, I think America have this right, and 18 makes a lot more sense, you know? But fucking hell. It's a bit young, isn't she? Well then, I'll ask around in the pub. I just did ask around in the pub, but maybe now that I have the Anna Angel letter of recommendation, they'll be more willing to provide me answers. I'm going in the wrong direction. Very good. Very, very good. Very proud of myself. Just real quick, not this. I was doing that on the way to the thing that I want to do real quick. That was a real quick detour to the real quick detour. I'm just not sure if the food prices have reset yet. Is the thing. Nope, okay. Okay, fair enough. I wasn't sure if... I still don't really know when... Like, the pop-up for, like, you completed a day, and here's an achievement, and this many people died, and all that happens, like, in the morning. So I'm assuming the reset happens there. I just burped again, I'm sorry. I'm not doing great at containing my bodily functions today, holy shit. Hello? You're new. Why are you giving me that look? Is Var the Hunchback your father? Did he send you? Yes, he's worried about you. Come with me. The streets are unsafe, but I'll make sure that you get home in one piece. I don't want to go. I'd rather stay here. My stepfather is a burdensome custodian, and I've had enough of it. Don't you love him? That's a very complicated question. When I was a child, he kidnapped me from my real father, and when my father came to rescue me from the caravan, Var killed him. He did it because he loved me. I only found out about it yesterday, so what am I supposed to feel? Come with me. These are the last days of my life, and I intend to spend them like I want to, that is to say here, but I'll be the person to tell him that. I'll be waiting for you at 9 o'clock in the blind backyard. We'll go see him together. Will you step up for me if he resorts to physical violence? Just tell me where the blind backyard is. Here, let me show you on the map. Alright, blind backyard, 9 o'clock. Alright, well, we've got some time to kill them. Is this what happens to the Hunchback then? Do I kill him? I feel like she mentioned that he might resort to violence, and that's like... That makes me feel like that is absolutely what's going to happen. Ah, my source is almost depleted. After many futile attempts, I'm quite confident that the bacteria can be isolated. The enemy can be captured, although you're likely to be terrified by what it could take. Come see me as soon as you can. The hunting parties can track me down, are liable to discover my hideout at any moment. I'm on my last legs. Alright, I'm coming. Who are trying to track him down? Why are people coming for Ruben? What's going on? Did I miss something there? I know he was like vaguely suspect in the disappearance of Mr. Kane's body, but I thought we cleared all that up, right? I didn't think there was any heat on him anymore. Maybe there is. Maybe a party is after him for some reason. As I say, the intricately woven narrative in this game is all very cool and all, but it does mean sometimes things just completely bypass me. Just completely go straight over my head, which is a shame, because there's some cool shit going on in this game for sure. For sure. Anyway, about 20 minutes ago I was trying to explain that I don't really know when things reset. I'm thinking they do reset in the morning at like 7 o'clock or whenever the morning shit goes off. Fine, we'll find another entrance. I'm not walking through that. Yeah, I think that's when they reset. The prices on food don't seem to have changed today, and I think that's just because they haven't changed today, rather than because I'm getting the time wrong on the reset. I think that's right. It could also reset at midnight, and I'm just completely wrong. There's no way of knowing without actually, like, physically checking these things, which is something I'm never in the right sort of position to do at any given time. Like, what I need to do is go into a shop at like 11:50, see what it has for sale and what prices are there, then exit and go back in again at 12, you know, and see if it's changed. But I'm just not gonna do that. I'm not gonna remember to do that. Oh, useless. Absolutely useless. Who lets these children on the streets when they can't actually do anything that is beneficial to me? Ooh, okay. Yep, we'll take both of those, thank you. I will give you a gold ring and a bronze bracelet in exchange for your very, very cool items that you're willing to offer me. Right, hopefully we can get into this side of the area without getting immediately gassed by a mysterious gas cloud. Hopefully. Are you actually kidding? Are you actually having a chuckle? And there's one more entrance, I think. We're going to have to try that one, though. To be fair, the other one is probably closer to Ruben's anyway, so that's probably the more sensible option to go in through. Means I'm going to suffer less. Okay, that had a moving gas cloud, but not a stationary one. And the moving ones you can avoid, so, you know. Victory, I suppose. I apologise for whistling. I was only speaking in the last episode about how I try and make my videos as much of an auditory nightmare as physically possible, and there you go, there's a bit more of it for you. I thought it was this building, it's the one behind it. We're getting there though. We're progressing. Progressing like a pro. What up, G?
Master would have approved of my actions.
Okay, you're here at last. Damn my position, I have no choice but to hide from the townsfolk, see? I understand their anger, but they have armed search parties to hunt me down, as if I were spreading the plague rather than just trying my best to stop it. You do know why they incriminate you, right? You say you have desecrated Simon's remains. Frankly, I'm surprised you haven't been discovered yet. They're too afraid of Bad Grief's thugs. Ironically, it is they who have volunteered to protect me from the honest townsfolk. Search parties swinging firearms and torches have passed through the northern warehouses a few times. I was close, but I think I'm off the hook for now. Thankfully, I've kept this place a secret from anyone, save for my apprentices. So you've got them, at least, right? 2 of them did come to help me. I haven't seen either of them since yesterday. I think they've fallen sick, but they managed to get a lot done the other day. I was even able to conduct some tests. I see you've had a productive day yesterday. Oh yes, we won't be able to produce a full-fledged vaccine in these conditions, true, but with a little bit of luck we'll succeed to make a reliable preventative formula. Admitted, did his face just glitch out? I was looking at the text rather than him, but I think... yeah, he's not animating anymore. he's just... It's not a T-pose, but he's just sort of glitched into his neutral position. It's just staring into space. Horrifying. What were we saying? Where were we? Admittedly, the effect of the injection won't last longer than 10 hours or so. Still, if it proves effectual, many lives will be saved. So a full-fledged vaccine is out of the question? Unfortunately, I'm not that good at chemistry. A vaccine would call for someone less crude. The reagents? How do you pronounce that word? I'm used to would ruin the source specimen. I'm lucky to have my teachers, not fathers, I don't know why I was going to say fathers there. I'm lucky to have my teachers' solutions at least, they prove to be useful. On the other hand, I've almost figured out how the vaccine may be compounded. I can almost write down the formula. How's it compounded then? That depends on the results of further tests. Hopefully we'll be able to run them today. So what exactly are you going to test today then? As you undoubtedly remember, our first attempt at making a vaccine involved a microbe that was already dead. To this, the organism produced almost no immune reaction. In our second attempt we had a weakened microbe to experiment with, weakened by, well, you know how. The third vaccine then should be able to be made on the basis of a living specimen. The bacterium dies when extracted from life-sustaining environment. How do we need to collect a portion of infected blood from someone who is still alive? Something along those lines. Brace yourself, Bachelor, we need a human heart. A heart that is still alive and beating. This is the meat that will make our curative broth. Okay, so we just have to kill people to make our cure. That's pretty cool. Do you think they'll just willingly sacrifice themselves? I'm sure they'll be down with that. Do you suggest we bring someone here to slaughter them where they stand? That won't do. The infection must have progressed to be in an irreversibly critical state. Whoever carries it would be in agony by that time. We don't have to cut the patient up here though. I believe we have about 30 minutes to bring the heart here from wherever it's obtained. What if you take a dog or a rat? Some of my associates have tried that already, no point whatsoever. Human organisms will not produce antibodies to fight animal infections. Our enemy is sly as the devil himself. It's as if the disease wanted us to make this symbolic step. You've done a bloody great deal, my dear colleague, so have your associates, however scarce they were. Young Barack offered his help. He was going to dissect the dying anyway, but he's already more than 6 hours late, so I'm forced to request your assistance. If we're unable to find Barack, you'll have to perform the grisly task yourself. Barack was going to dissect people that were still alive? I'd like you to know that he is set to achieve a rather noble feat. He wants to duplicate his father's success. While we were busy trying to protect the healthy, he wants to make a concoction that will enable him to cure the sick. He calls it a panacea. Reportedly, he's made quite a bit of progress on it. Okay, I'll try to find Barack. Please do, this is by far the best bet. I guess the Olgimskis would know where their protege may be found, but if you're unable to get a hold of him soon enough, I'd rather not think about it. I'll eagerly await your return. Just remember that you have to act fast if you have ever procured... Just remember you have to act fast after you've procured the heart. You'll be pressed for time. Leading the donor closer to here would help. If someone you know would kindly agree to help, do not refuse it, as long as they are reliable. Very well, you can count on me. However effective the vaccine produces or proves to be, we'll have to try. Okay, to the Olgimskis then, we need to track down Mr. Barack. Is this the day that Mr. Barack Obama found himself in prison? Because that was a thing that happened at one point, and that was an absolute nightmare in my playthrough, I'll tell you that much. That took a lot of loading and retrying to break out of that prison. An awful lot of loading and retrying. I'm going this way, even though I know this isn't the fastest route to the Olgimskis, just because I think it's going to be the safest route to the Olgimskis. Trying to go through through that compound, through Bad Grief's place, seemed pretty set on making me get pretty nastily fucked up on horrible diseases and stuff, so we'll take the slightly more scenic route, it's fine. We're not particularly pressed for time right now. I've already gone through half of day 5, which is amazing. Like, I'm shocked at how quickly this day has gone, considering it's normally like 2 or 3 videos for a single day, right? And we only started day 5 like, I suppose it was last video, so I guess that probably adds up. It just seems like it's been quicker. Anyway, yeah, we have a few things to do and then meet our good friend the Hunchback in that back alley, where I'm sure nothing will go wrong. But we'll see if we can track down Barack in the meantime. Somehow I'm more invested in the Hunchback thing. I think it's because the payoff is going to be a large amount of coins rather than just, you know, saving the town. Ugh. It's not exciting, is it? What benefit is saving the town when I could be rich? I'm just committing to character. You try telling me that Danil Dankovsky is not an extreme capitalist, because he definitely is.
Losses everywhere. The business is brought to naught. We're ruined.
Uh-huh. My girl has grown up. I pray she survives this hell. Do you know where Barack is hiding? Oh, I thought you two didn't really get along. Are you looking for him? We've never met, man. We've straight up never interacted, right? I don't think so. I've completely glossed over that. Yes, I sorely need to find him. Then you'll be most unhappy to learn that he's been seized on Sabarov's orders. I was informed by Lara Ravel about it. A witness of Barack's arrest came by to her place. Seized? Why? A groundless suspicion. Many innocent people were arrested and thrown into the dungeons of the town hall last night. Barley and his barbers caused quite a stir yesterday, a stir that has made quite an impression on Sabarov, so we resorted to harsh punitive measures. Everything goes exactly as expected. This is the first step towards autocracy. What is Barack being accused of? I don't know. I have absolutely no doubt it's a false accusation. Artemy has been accused of every possible villainy lately. They call him the Ripper. They cry bloody murder when he works his fingers to the bone trying to save us all, but no one cares about it at all. I demand that Sabarov let him go. Give it a try, dear Doctor. Artemy deserves it. Even if he has taken it upon himself to break a law or two, we need him alive. Perhaps if you vouch for him, the fierce Sabarov would let him go. Oh, what a grave mistake it was to grant him full authority. Your mistake, Doctor. Spare me your reprimands. Do you think it was I who gave him the power? I mean, me and Sabarov, we're kind of cool, right? We're on pretty good terms. I've helped him out a lot, so I feel like maybe he could just do me this one little favour and let old Artemy out of prison, so that he can bring a still beating human heart for our mad experiments. The question is, right, how much of the vaccine does a single human heart make? I suppose even if it's only like you make a single dose of it, then you're still saving 50% of people, aren't you? I suppose, theoretically. That's still an improvement. But you'd hope it would go a bit further than that, right? You'd hope. There's a rat over there, so we're not going in that direction. coming for me? No, it's not spotted me. Cool. Don't fuck with rats, man. Don't fuck with rats, they're dangerous. Yeah, I feel like I've seen a drunkard in a while, or maybe I just haven't been paying attention. Must have a pretty serious supply of water that I can trade off at this point. Ah, speak of the devil. Excuse me, good sir. My good man. Staggery Bob. Can we perhaps trade water for bandages? Of course we can. Beautiful. Okay, now 35. Keep my eyes peeled for more of them, I think. Can't remember, have we checked what these guys do? Oh, he just wants stuff. Sorry, my funds are running low. Wink. I don't know, man, I just can't afford anything. Absolutely bankrupt. My water supplies, however. My water supplies are insurmountable, infallible, unending. The rivers of water that I can provide. Hey, bud.
What?
We did really well last night. They see you've arrested Barack, is that true? Absolutely, that villain was seized as well. Like I said, the night was bountiful. The patrolman killed more than 50 armed thugs. 50 more were arrested. Soon we're going to be tried by our military court. Was Barack caught red-handed? If he were caught red-handed, then he'd have been executed on the spot, just like everyone else who was caught in the act. There's a whole lot of accusations against him, though. Mark Kaminsky will expose his crimes easily. Who the fuck's Mark Kaminsky? Who the fuck is that? I don't feel like I know that name. Let Barack go, Governor. He must help me with fulfilling my duties. Never. Barack is accused of a dozen murders at least, including his father's. Violation of sacred customs and desecration of the dead. He's the most dangerous criminal of all who have appeared in the town in these horrible days. I won't ever let him out, even if you vouch for him. Where do you keep him? Why do you ask? I need his expert advice. I'm sorry, Bachelor, but you've managed to find out who murdered Simon without examining eyewitnesses or seeing the crime scene or even inspecting the body, which makes me sure that you can do without a savage's advice this time as well. I wish you the best of luck. Fine then, I'll find another way. Uh-oh. Ah. Thank you, map. Thank you for giving me a hint as of what to do next, map. That's very useful, map. Big fan of the map, suddenly. Me and the map, we've had our differences in the past, but the map right now, popping off. Popping the fuck off.
Does anything help with the disease?
I'm beginning to feel that my wheel of fortune has finally touched me. Please convince your spouse to let Artemy Barack... That's a very weird way of putting it. Not husband, spouse. Please convince your spouse to let Artemy Barack free. He was arrested on a false accusation. This cannot be. I dare not interfere with my husband's decisions. Don't you care about Barack? Of course I do. I dislike the man. If my intuition doesn't fail me, he's bound to cause much grief to our town. And I know that my intuition is correct. My star has finally ascended. I've never sensed the threads of the future as clearly as I do these days. Yet you foretold my death, the death that I safely avoided. Have you now? I'm alive. I don't know, it's very unclear. Sometimes people consider themselves alive when they're already corpses. I don't think I have to dispute the obvious.
It is as if my temples were pierced with needles. Do something.
Trying to do something. Can you even imagine what it's like in the local jail right now? We don't have a jail. Where do you keep prisoners then? In the town hall's dungeons. I'm listening to what goes on there. Fear, hatred, revenge, the desire to kill as many as possible. A concoction of emotions, and not a tiniest shred of thought. That's what I sense. Is Barack held there? Very unlikely. The whole town hall is chock full of arrested bandits, although the building was never designed to become a jail. It was founded as a book depository. Now my spouse keeps the beast in his own lair, or maybe by the lair. So forget your pointless pursuit. Where is his lair? Don't waste your time, you won't find him. Even if I can't see a thing, the machine gets in the way. But even if I could, I wouldn't have told you anything. I'm an obedient wife, after all. A machine? What machine? You're positively trying to drive me mad. Can't you see I'm in pain? What machine are you talking about? I don't know anything about machines. You aren't quite all there, Katerina. Do have some sleep. One more?
Yes.
Hope it doesn't break you. Alright. Let's see what Lara has to say then. Let's see what Lara can provide insight-wise. I mean, I know where he is. I remember where I was held when I was Barack. But, you know, I assume, canonically, I can't use my meta-knowledge to just solve this puzzle. It's just not going to let me. It was like when I went to the pub, before having spoken to the person who told me to go to the pub, and just nothing will come of it. Nothing will come of it. Come on then, pal. Oh, fuck. Fuck him up, lads. I didn't really gain anything from that. All I got was stabbed, so I'm gonna do that again, I think. If I'd at least got some loot out of it, you know what I mean? Would have been slightly better. But no. I'm perfectly fine to not get the loot as long as I don't get stabbed in the process, you know? Perfectly happy to just bait this guy into my swarm of guards. Get him, boys! Get him! You're not getting him, boys. Boys, get him. Was that my kill? I didn't hear the happy child giggle, so I assume it wasn't, right? Yeah, it wasn't. Gone. Never mind, that's fine. As I say, I'm not exactly hurting for money right now, so I can live with the... Oh, no! The most dangerous of villains. Just wanted to talk to my good friend here. My good friend, the medical expert, the EMT, arriving on the scene to provide me with all the wonders that I need to make it through this horrid hellhole in which I live. Lara's is this way, right? I'm trying to check my map less. I'm trying to just get a feel for the streets a bit more. I mean, I know my way around this town pretty well, I feel, but I still resort to just staring at my map constantly, even though I don't really need to. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. We'll barter. What is it? 5 and... Oh no, there's a shotgun shells, aren't there? Okay, I don't actually really need the infection drugs, really. This is Lara's, right? I think. Yeah. Look at me go. Hello.
Haruspex has cut a butcher open. This time it's for sure he's been seen.
We're still alive. How very strange. Lara, please tell me, is the man who witnessed Barack's arrest still here? You mean the harpist? He's dead. Did he tell you where they took Barack? They saw him escort him, nothing more. It was by the rail bridge. He was seized by Sabarov's patrolmen. There were 3 of them, and yet they barely managed to keep him under control. When they were crossing the embankment, Barack broke loose, so they knocked him to the ground. The harpist said he also thought back then that they wouldn't be able to take him away anywhere far. And then he felt sick. Is that why they haven't taken Barack to the town hall dungeons? I don't know, the town hall is chock full of prisoners. Dozens of people were arrested yesterday on various allegations, you know. Sabarov probably wants to keep Barack as far away from the light of day and everyone else's eyes as possible. Why? I suspect it was Katerina's whisper in his ear that became his inspiration. They're playing a dark game. What's it all about? I think he got into Clara's way somehow. This Clara girl seems pretty scary. I guess Artemine must have disrupted her plans, and I doubt she was planning to do good. As for Barack, on the other hand, his noble intentions were apparent. So you hold him in high regard? He turned out to be a very impressive person. The semblance to his father is so strong. I can't help thinking about him. Indeed, he is an honest and brave man. You two would have been good friends. So Barak's lair was at the works. I don't know, I've never been there, although Isidore did have a hideout or a secret lab at the works. I remember him complaining that he was too old to climb over the embankment 10 times a day and that the railroad noise could be rather distracting. Thank you, Lara. Now I know where to look for Barak. As I always have. I've always known, deep down. Wait, is it not? I mean, he's in this one. This is his place. But none of them are marked on the map. What's my quest saying? Barak is somewhere in the works. There's quite a few separate workshops there with all that information I have collected. Finding him shouldn't be that much trouble. Okay, I guess we'll just go there and start going to buildings. I get the feeling I'm probably going to have to fight some guards, probably kill some guards to get him out, which isn't going to do my reputation any great favours. Really shouldn't have let it slip so easily earlier. I think it's still pretty good though, right? That's the wrong button. Yeah, it's still more or less full. Near enough full. I have managed to pick up a few bullets, like 2 or 3, right? So, worst comes to worst, we do have those to fall back on. Hoping I can do this with as little murder as possible though. Why are you just standing there, man? Thank you. So, what's the easiest way? Probably crossing over the bridge, right? So we need to go a bit further south. Rather than go round Bad Grief's place, I think we just want to cross over and follow the river. Okay, fine. If you're going to stand right in my way, I guess we'll trade. No, we won't. No, we won't. I'm a little bit concerned because those drugs only started appearing after a while. Like, they weren't available for the first few days, right? These kids only started having them in their inventory from like day 4 or something. So I'm a little bit worried they're not going to be there forever and I should be stocking up while I have the opportunity to do so, but also, like, you know, actually, we will take that. We will take your single bullet. We'll get ripped off by you, it's fine. Do I have anything I can trade for relatively low? You know what, take the hook. I can't remember if we need hooks to trade with creepy girls or not. But honestly, we've got like a bunch of nuts, we've got a bunch of needles, like we've got a lot of stuff we can trade with creepy girls, so... Losing a single hook probably won't cost us too much. So it's that building there, I think. If I'm remembering clearly. This one. I have put a fence between myself and my destination, which is very unfortunate. There we go. That door doesn't work, we need to go around to the other one. That door is a lie. A fraud and a red herring. And before we go in, you can just squeeze around this, right? Hey pals, you're not going to get mad at me, are you? No trespassing. I'm not a trespasser, just a passerby. What about you? Are you by any chance the infamous dangerous offender? What's in it for you? I'm here to convoy, that's the word, Barak to the governor's office. If this were the case, people of lower rank and heavier build would have come. We know who you are, Doctor. You are kindly joking, aren't you? I'm not. Bring the prisoner here. I was strictly ordered by Governor Sabarov to guard the prisoner with my life. There was a special order, too. If the prisoner dies of the sand pest, we ain't supposed to bury him or give the body to the undertakers. We're to inform the governor in person and await for further instructions. Don't you think that's a bit too strict? Strict my ass. We put almost 70 people behind bars yesterday on suspicion, of course. Killed lots of folks, too. Must have been thugs and cutthroats, the ones we killed. I've heard their thug friends are all up in arms, planning to take revenge on us, but they're out of men and out of luck. Is that so? I think you better stay alert, kind sir. The underground world has ways of keeping the real power disguised. You got no business here. Move along. I have the right to go anywhere I want. Hey, Artemy. Don't get smart with me. Alright, I guess we're going to go have a word with Bad Grief. Maybe he can bust my boy out of jail. We've done Grief some favours recently, right? We're on pretty good terms. The cloud it cometh. I'm just intrigued real quick, though. I'm intrigued. I don't think I'm going to be allowed in here, but just on the off chance. Yeah, okay. Worth a try, I think. Okay, to griefs. My exhaustion is getting a bit untenable, if I'm honest. I'm gonna try and... I mean, I don't know how many more steps to this quest there are, but I would quite like to finish it up. I'm expecting Grief to want something, is the thing though, right? I'm expecting to have to go kill someone or get him an item from a diseased district or some equally awful shit in order for him to bust Artemy out for me. And if that's the case... What's going on over there? If that's the case, then we may have to postpone the quest briefly and have a little nappy. Have a little sleep. Try and get my daily 8 hours in. Please don't cloud me in this narrow passageway. Can't be dealing with clouds right now. Beautiful. Grief, bro. Need some help.
A fool's tongue is long enough to cut his own throat.
Many a one says ill that sleeps well. Grief, how would you like to kill a few patrolmen? You won't be held accountable for this sin. Who's to guarantee me that? You? Me. So what? I mean, I'd like to. I would, Doc. Like I'd ever pass on the chance. But, the honey's sweet, but the bees sting. Them patrolling bees are much worse than them worker bees, you know. They hit hard and without a shred of pity. Organised, too. They'll show us no mercy. They won't. Their orders are, we deserve no mercy. We deserve being strangled, exterminated, and buried alive. Avenge your dead, Grief. It's a good opportunity. Bring the patrolmen down. They'll get what they deserve. Why would I, Doc? They ain't no fuzz, you know. They used to be our lot. They're doing their job just fine. 'Tis our duty to hold the sand pest back, it is. Indeed, but the exact persons I'm talking about have abandoned the community service for the favours of the higher-ups. This is the dear kind of help, dear Doc. It won't come cheap. Name your price, then. I could ever expect anything else from you. 10,000, Doc. I'm doing you a favour here. 'Tis just half the sum. I'll pay the rest out of my own pocket. Human life comes kinda cheap these days, don't you agree? Alright, I'm in. Here you go. Where should the forces of justice strike? Barak is kept at the works, in a building that... Got it, I know it. The cellar of the corpulent workshop. Roger that, as our forefathers used to say. Where do we meet? Wait for my villains. The attack begins just like that. No warning. Be prepared. It would be a pity for you to miss out. I'll be ready. Don't touch Barak. Do you know what he looks like? We know everything, Doc, we do. The little bird tell us every little thing. Now shush, go to the ambush and wait for us. Fine. Alright, we're doing this. I mean, I wouldn't normally have been quite so eager to pay the 10k, but I literally just got 10k from the Hunchback, and I'm hoping to get a little bit more out of him as well before the day's over. So, you know, on that basis, maybe we can afford it just this once. Just this once, to splash the cash a little bit. Save good old Artemy Barak, and have him get us a heart. I feel like it would have been easier for me to just get the heart myself at this point. Like, Barak is not necessarily an opposing force to Dankovsky in this game, but he is. He has very different ideas, and as the game progresses, they do start to butt heads a little bit. And I think leaving him in prison to rot and doing things myself might have been, in the long run, the better option. But, you know, if I can get a bunch of dudes to show up and murder a load of a patrolman, then that's a spectacle, right? That's something we can all kick back and enjoy. So, let's see how it goes. We'll do another quick save. Look at me overwriting all my saves. Is this new music? Not heard this one before. Get him, knifey boys. Oh no, one lives. Oh fuck. Good thing I just saved, huh? Okay, that was rough. Got my key there. Have you got any lootables, lads? You're not even corpses. You're not even real corpses.
I'll make a panacea. It's the only way to fulfill my father's duty.
Oh, it was like my first time hearing this guy's voice. Not quite what I was expecting. And so we finally meet Oinon, just a pair of pawns on this dreadful chessboard where each square is blacker than black itself. Are we friends or are we foes? Will one consume the other, or will we part, each striving for his own victory? That's a very odd way to greet the guy who just broke you out of prison, to be honest, Artemy. I'm not in the habit of rejecting an extended hand, but why do I constantly hear that you're getting in my way, jeopardizing the people I'm trying to save? You've been lied to. Why do they say that your path is paved with corpses and that you're going to drown the town in blood? That is true. I will drown it in blood. It's been foretold. You know that I come from the Stepkin. We value the words that tell the future of a warden. Some people kill in order to save others. That is all I can say in my defense. I have nothing but respect for you, but we're unlikely to get along. In you I see myself. I see the hands of your fate hold you by the shoulder. You are a pawn. I am a player. Wow. You're a beta cook and I'm an alpha sigma grinding Bitcoin enthusiast. We'll see which of us is a pawn in the end. You can't just call yourself a player. You'll have to deserve this right. Farewell, Bachelor. Wait a minute, I need your help. What kind of help do you need? Before you reply, you must know that I'm already about to leave and undertake something rather risky. I promise to help somebody. Rubin and I need a sample of living bacterial culture to make a vaccine. I see. Master Rubin wants to take care of people. I admire that. Will you help us get an infected heart? I will. I'll be working alone though. Meet me in the blind backyard at 9 this evening. Well, that works out convenient, doesn't it? It all goes down in the blind backyard at 9. Brilliant. I'll pick out someone whose foot is in the grave already, take them to a dark corner and start working. I'm likely to move around a lot, so look for me in the neighbourhood. I'll find you. I'll cut open a dying person and start working. If they find me, I'll lead the pursuit elsewhere. If that is how the situation unfolds, you'll have to pick the heart from your body yourself. I hope my harvest will be good for Stark and you. Look, I just said I'll find you, Barak. Calm down. You don't have to keep explaining it in grisly detail. Right, and now I am dying, you may have noticed. That may not have completely escaped your attention. I am a little bit fucked. So, the next step on this little chain of events, I think, is to loot these bins. This is my priority right now. Seeing what garbage is available to me. And then, we're going to head to Asperties, pop some drugs and take a nap, I think. It's still only that sort of time. We can take a 3-hour nap, I think, without affecting our various happenings in the blind backyard at 9. It all happens in the blind backyard at 9. That's when it all goes down. I, for one, can't wait. God, this place sucks. Holy fuck, why does it suck so much here right now? It would have to, wouldn't it? It could never be straightforward. Hey Asperty, I'm just here to use your bed. I know we don't exactly get along, but I want to sleep. Big fan of sleeping, personally. I'm going to save, actually, in case I die in my sleep. Right. And then, we pop... Where are my drugs? 2 Meridon. Sleep for 3 hours. Well, that didn't help my health a great deal. Upped it a bit, I suppose. Upped it a bit. All my bars are off the screen except my reputation, and I can recover that pretty easily. It's not that low. Should still be high enough for shopkeepers to be cool with me, at least. Let's head to the blind backyard, then. We're still a little bit early, right? Yeah, still a little bit early, but... that's fine. Rather be early than late, you know? I don't think the blind backyard itself is actually in an infected zone, is it? I think the top end of this part of town is still pretty safe. I think. Find out, won't we? I can't remember how many razors I have right now. I don't know if maybe I can strike a deal with one of these blokes for something useful. 4, that's not enough, is it? It's enough for 12 gauge bullets, but I don't have a shotgun, unfortunately, so pretty useless to yours truly. I can find one more razor though, that'll be enough to trade for some vegetables, I think, so keep an eye out for a knifey boy. And as ever, keep our eyes out for these as well. I might just quickly use one of those, actually. I don't know what's going to go down in the blind backyard, but I don't want to be, like, one hit from death when it happens. That seems like it's just asking for trouble, really. So is it here? Is it this, like, section here? I think so, right? I should have slept for an extra hour, I think. You know what? I think what we're going to do is actually call it here, and we'll have the blind backyard happenings happen in the next video. I'll see you for that. Bye.